really cool things are happening while really bad things are happening. If you're a light worker, you really know what I'm saying. Hello, bluebirds. Oh my God, that's the most gorgeous color of blue. Bluebirds, they're like indigo. Oh, they're so pretty. Anyway, we're waking up at a very accelerated rate, and it just feels weird, but that's okay. Just keep it up, keep it trucking, keep it pushing. And I want to say this: if you're not trying to wake up, or if you're, avoiding waking up, it's gonna find you anyway. It's gonna find you anyway, because oh, here comes the sun. Little darling, it's all right. Let's go this way. Let's go toward it. It's phenomenal. Are you walking with me? Want to move it? Because you're like, move it. Got people in convertibles. We had dogs smiling. Anyway, my last video, right? Jesus is a cosmic blueprint. I have said this throughout the time I've been on YouTube. I'm not religious, but I've always been fascinated by Jesus. And it used to really bother me when people said, he died for your sins. And I'm like, was I born dirty? Like, what the hell is that? It always just bothered me. There's a lot of things that really bothered me about religion. As a light worker, I don't know if you're doing this, but I've been waking up lately and blurting out words or phrases. And one of my things I woke up blurting out the other day was frequency. Frequency. I hear you up there. And I said, what is that? Is that the most gorgeous sound? Frequency. So instantly in my mind, I got a vision of when I was a child and I was in church. And I was raised Catholic, and I love the family that raised me. I talk about this in one of my older videos about healing past traumas. Well, I would faint a lot. I believe part of that was anemia, low blood sugar, but also because we couldn't eat before receiving the body of Christ. But frequency, I'm a very sensitive person. We all know this about ourselves now. When you put all the pieces together, you go, oh yeah, that checks out. And when I would hear, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee, the chanting, my body would be like, and I would just faint. Then when I woke up the other day and heard frequency, I blurted it out. I saw that, and then I saw a small little White House Baptist church that used to be right next door to me and Dougie. It's one of my first videos on my channel, from Tatiana to Dougie. He has since crossed over. It's been over a decade, and but we still feel his presence. And so I'm just telling you, reach out to your loved ones, because they're there. They're just waiting. All they want to do is see you succeed. And they don't care about when you're on the toilet or whatever. Just, they want to see you succeed, and they're always there. You have to reach out. By the way, we're all assigned one guardian angel. Okay, if you're a handful like me, you got a whole freaking team. So the contrast between the church when I was growing up versus the small little Baptist church next door. They were singing loud, praising, and what irony. Dark-skinned people have been oppressed forever. You know why? Because they're freaking powerful. Okay? Just like women. We're all powerful. That's the difference. And I remember, I used to tell Dougie and the kids, okay, every Sunday, we're going to have breakfast on the patio, weather permitting. Because it was just too awesome. Imagine living with someone who's like a combination of Robin Williams and some Adam Sandler, and it just and he's this big burly rugby player, but he had this very balanced voice of masculine and feminine. like bellowing but whispery, if that makes sense. And he would be out on his own porch that he built, and he would just be singing along with everyone in the church, Lord, Lord, Lord. And we're all like, oh my God, don't do that. But they loved him. And we loved him and he loved us. So, wow, what a blessing. Frequency, okay? So that said, I just saw that Mel Gibson's going to be coming out with another movie about Christ. I have a feeling people are going to wake up even more, but they already are. And here's how you know, if you just look around, the resurrection of all the original books, right? The Ethiopian books, the original 88 texts. They, look how gorgeous. They are the ones that have been held on to forever, because rightfully so. In my personal opinion, King James is a lizard. Not a good one. They're not all bad. You ripped all the poetry out of it. You know, I was told that once about the scriptures. There's no poetry in the updated versions. I can't even stress this enough. Sit still and breathe slow, deep breaths. I started meditating because I needed to focus and I wanted to sharpen my discernment. And clearly, if you go back through the history of my YouTube, I had not quite mastered it yet, because in comes the narcissist who admitted, I studied all your videos on YouTube. I should have ran right there, but that's okay, because I had to learn more lessons. By the way, I know you're watching, and I'm going to tell you something. I pray for your soul, because what you did, not just to me, it's not good. It's not good. And, you know, you need to love yourself, man. It's not a joke. Now look at this. We've got kites. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's wonderful. The other day I saw a phoenix. Of course I did. We all have to do our work. Like, there's just no getting out of it. I've had so many people like bait and switch me, or first they love me, then they fucking betray me. You too? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Keep loving yourself. Oh my God, that's just precious. This is how we should all be. Children playing and feeling like we can fly. I'm not going to avoid adulting, but I'm definitely all about bringing out the inner child. Now, that's the other thing. So when Mel Gibson's movie comes out, The Resurrection of the Christ, talk about another awakening portal. The 12 universal laws. That's what Jesus was teaching, you guys. I always say this, man. Atheists and agnostics, they were right on target the whole time, because they didn't buy the dogma. And I personally, like, again, I've had my own journey. Like, I would ask my grandma that one time when I was 7, and I taught my siblings and all my cousins the word shit. And grandma says one Sunday, today is special, we're going to confession. And I was like, what? I tried to talk my way out of it. And somehow I did get out of it. But I remembered at 7 saying, well, can I just talk to God myself? Aren't we all God's children? She's like, just get dressed for church. I love you, Mama. I love everyone. I've lost a lot of people. We've all lost people. Like, and I'm telling you, I'm so telling you, they are right there. The veil is thin. They are right there. Just waiting to hear from you. It's like a text. Hello. I love you. I love you too. And when random strangers say something to you that you really needed to hear in the moment, I have been that stranger for people. I've been told this. When you hear a song and it's got that message that you needed for just that moment, you know, pay attention. Everything is energy. The universe talks to you if you listen. So Mel Gibson's movie, I truly believe that it's going to wake people up even more than they already are, which is wonderful. And a lot of people are going to start realizing, if they haven't already, that whole Jesus and God thing, Jesus didn't come from the world we live in. No, 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 no. This is a false God reality. That's why it's so freaking manipulated. That was a struggle not to say the full F-bomb. But Jesus came from the one source. Pa-ting! Hey! That's where Jesus came from. And Jesus, I swear to you, was not full-on human. And neither are you. Go watch my other video. Jesus is a cosmic blueprint. I didn't say was. I said is, because still is. You just got to follow. That's a cross in a weird way. Follow the yellow brick road. And you'll go straight to Oz. We all know who's behind the curtain. It's gross. And these idiots thinking that they can play God. They keep falling for the biggest trick of all, the promise of power. And it's within you. But they, it's just like back in the early days, right? I think the Garden of Eden is your consciousness. And I think Adam and Eve represent the masculine and feminine within us all. And I think the serpent represents a reptilian brain and the subconscious. And we were all supposed to be seeking the tree of life, right? The warning was, if you go looking at the tree of knowledge, you're gonna see some shit you don't want to see. And so that's the whole, to me, the whole idea of being naked, being exposed. You're like, oh my God, I don't like this. In fact, last Easter I watched the Passion of the Christ with a family, and I was forewarned about the crucifixion scene because it's very triggering, of course. And I said, okay, I've heard that, but man, when that scene was playing out, my body viscerally got up. And I said, I don't like this story. I don't like this story. I don't like this story. Something feels so manipulated. And I just had to go on a walk. I said, I gotta go. I gotta move my body. And of course, later I was told by the friend who I dearly loved, and I know you're watching too, 10 years, didn't see the envy slowly creeping in. Why? I had nothing. You guys, I've minimized my life down to a few boxes in a suitcase. It feels freaking great. But anyway, we are all mirrors of one another. Her life is wonderful and mine was free. Maybe that's the envy. But it's not what I have, it's who I am. It's who you are. That's why there's envy in the world. So anyway, going back to the movie. Later, she told me, well, it wasn't my responsibility to make you feel better when you were triggered. That's what they all say. You get triggered by everything. You're so sensitive. Yeah, and I'm fucking glad, because this world keeps trying to numb us down. Dumb us down, numb us out. So I come back from my walk, but on the walk, the miracles happen, right? I saw the number 33 above a drainage ditch of all things. And I was like, all right, I hear you. I hear you. What are you trying to tell me? Well, and I've learned this along the way, but 33 is the age when Christ died and resurrected. Well, also, I say it in my last video that the spine has 33 vertebrae. And when you sit still and meditate and do your deep, slow, somatic breathing, you wake up. You wake up, okay? This is what Christ was showing us. I truly believe it's all metaphorical. Your ego dies and you wake up again and you see the truth of who you are and you go, oh my God, I'm amazing. And then Jesus goes, that's right. That's right. That's it. Don't just know the 10 commandments. Clearly, people can't follow all of those. I'm not perfect either. But I do believe everywhere you go, there you are. And treat others how you want to be treated. Slow down. But also the universal laws. My son years ago told me about XXX Tentacion, and that dude was wise. Like, he was born a very old soul. His mother's name is Cleopatra. Come on now. And he actually predicted when he would die, but he also taught his fans, learn the universal laws. Learn them. Our kids are not normal. They're not normal. Our kids, especially the last several generations, they are world changers. You guys, give them credit, okay? Give them credit. They're walking a path that, as my son said, we were practically born with phones in our hands, you know? But he's done more healing than almost every man I know. It's crazy and awesome. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud. By the way, one day, you'll know him too. So I went back into the house after going on my walk, okay? Saw all the signs. I also saw 2 birds flying together, but they were 2 different colors. I remember a long time ago, in that moment, I remembered my ex that I was married to. And he would preach Bible verses while he was beating the shit out of me with a baby in my arms. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Is this love? So this is love. No, it's not. Wounded. That's okay. Every person that comes into your life is for a very good reason. Again, we're all mirrors. He used to say, I get my temper from my dad. And I was like, wow, that's like saying whenever I have to poop, I think of you. And that's the reason? I don't know. Does that make sense? Kind of. Try to get him to go to therapy. You're the one who's crazy. Okay. Darvo. I've dealt with it so many times. Okay, Melody, back to the movie. So I'm sitting down and I'm talking to the mother and the daughter from this family. And I'm very grateful because I was very shaken. And they start to tell me their knowledge and belief and understanding of Christ and the whole thing, you know, the whole message and the Bible and all that. And the next morning I was gifted with a Bible from the daughter. I also remember my friend going, I want one. So she ordered one for herself. There's always some kind of weird competition. It's so fucking weird to me. I started going through the Bible, but something still didn't quite sit right with me. You know, I highlighted some scriptures. And then eventually I would just start going out in nature and I'd hear random verses and I'd go, what does that mean? And I'd look it up and go, that checks out. So that's when I started realizing nature is my church and that is when God talks to me. How about you? It's true, because we are nature. And clear your throat chakra. All the light workers are speaking. They're speaking their truth. So I just kept digging and digging and digging. But one time I was in the kitchen cooking and I was thinking about making really big plans with my life. And I heard the word Deuteronomy. And I was like, what the heck is that word? And I thought, wait, is that biblical? Because I think I've heard it. Yes, it is. So I looked it up. It's very broad. But in the moment, I was thinking about the plans and I was getting really afraid. And I just happened to land on the verse of, I will not leave or forsake you. Yeah, there they are. Beautiful deer. That's always beautiful symbolism. I will not leave nor forsake you. Fear not is all through the Bible. And that's when, on Easter last year, I started putting it together without realizing completely, but I was like, you know, the resurrection is your soul. Being born again is your soul, because this world is fallen, even though it's so pretty sometimes. And it's being run by the wrong people. We know this. So, and when you're in a human vessel, it can be compromised, you guys. It can be compromised. You have to keep your energetic force field so strong, like all around you, your energy. You are energy, so protect it. Where do you think they get all these movie ideas from? That's right. I'm so high right now on life and espresso, but if you're still here, thank you. Now, I basically was like, you know, the story feels odd. And, you know, she said, what do you mean? What do you mean it's manipulated? And I said, I don't know. I just feel, it's a little spider web. I just feel like something's off. Like that's not the full story. So my Ethiopian barista friends, we've been talking, okay, about the original texts. And now I'm on to the emerald tablets. And I love that my birthstone is emerald. Birthday is in May. Finally, I'm getting it. I don't have all the answers. I slapped my own ass, that felt good. But I'm getting it. And a lot of you are too. That we are way more powerful than the powers that were are wanting us to know. But Jesus is like, I got you. You just listen to what I'm telling you. Jesus was the way, the truth, and the life, because he was teaching you the 12 universal laws. And he was energy, right? He was energy. He was the human embodiment of God, which is energy. The energy of love. And that's where we're headed, you guys. I'll quote Lenny Kravitz all day long, right? Love transcends all space and time. Boom, boom. Can't you see? We've got to let love rule. We absolutely have to, because this world is based on fear. So those are your choices. Love or fear? Love. All right, I'm gonna keep walking. I gotta squeeze my glutes. They're trying to fall. I'm not letting that happen. Lastly, pray for the fallen souls, the ones who have been hurt and sold out, even in a moment where they may not have realized they sold out. But that darkness crept in and it said, all right, we're gonna drink and do drugs and have sex and wreak havoc on the lives of all the bright souls. You got to pray for them, because you've seen some shit, I've seen some shit, but they also have seen some shit. Hey, we're all still here. We're still standing. We're hauling ass on the trail. We're noticing that we are all reflections of one another. All of us. And we see through others what it is that we need to work on. We see through others what we don't like about ourselves. We see, and that's another thing too. Dude, I'm all over the place. If you're still here, I just love you. Or if you're stalking me, hope you're taking notes. Dougie, he used to tell me, God brought us together for a reason. And that was in the midst of several breakups. Well, the whole time, none of us knew. Hello, sweetheart. He was developing a brain tumor. And the fucking chemo killed him. It's not the brain tumor, okay? Do your research. Brain tumors are, they're clusters of parasites trying to save themselves. We all have parasites. You know why? Because we are all hosts. Because imagine if you were an angry nerd with a lab coat and some petri dishes. Remember 2020? Bill Gates is a demonic termite. I say that in my video warning, this reality is running out of time. So Doug used to say that. God brought us together for a reason. And as we listen to the chaos, but we focus on the diamonds on the water, he also told me, you're an anomaly, Melody. And the world is a better place because of you. And when I look at you, I see it shine. That's really sweet. That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me. So, please get outside and walk, move your body, and keep doing your work, You deserve it. You deserve to love yourself. That's all I got. Peace and love.